when I left Dortmund, my last sentence maybe were, it's not so important what people think when you come in. It's much more important what people think when you leave.
First season. Even though Liverpool finished season 8th, there were still bright points. Liverpool had reached Europa League final but still lost. Roberto Firmino and Christian Benteke joined the club in the season. They together contributed 19 goals and 12 assists, which was mental. Now Klopp had a full season to bring in some players. With limited money he signed Sadio Mane and Jorginho Wijnaldum, signings that would be key for future. Trent Alexander-Arnold was promoted to the first team and Joel Matip was signed on a free transfer. Liverpool were top of the table most of the season but slipped and eventually fell down to 4th, but everyone in Liverpool knew that next season would be big. Liverpool needed a left-back, and Andrew Robertson from Hull, who just got relegated. Him and Trent were so good on the ball, assisting and eventually scoring some goals. Mohamed Salah joined the team from Roma. Egyptian king was signed for 42 million and cherry on top Virgil van Dijk for 80 million. Liverpool finished season in 4th, but that didn't matter as they reached Champions League final. Jurgen's first chance to win silverware. In the first minutes of the game, Sergio Ramos injured Mo Salah. Real scored an opening goal to lead 1-0. Liverpool didn't give up and scored back to equalise, but everything crumbled in second half due to Loris Karius mistakes that eventually meant Liverpool lost the game 3-1. There are lots of theories about what happened to Loris, but no one knows what happened to him till this day. But Jürgen didn't give up. Only one player was missing. Alisson Becker was signed to be the goalkeeper. Liverpool were on unbeaten home run, but they fell down to City. City 98 points, Liverpool 97. Cruel, but they had to accept the defeat. Champions League campaign was going smoothly. They beated Porto in the quarter-finals and were going up against Barcelona. They lost the first match 3-0 due to Messi's spectacular goal. They needed a miracle like one in Istanbul. Liverpool was leading 2-0 and Jorginho Wijnaldum came up with sensation, which meant Liverpool lead 3-0, and this happened.
What a piece of quick thinking from Trent Alexander-Arnold! And Divock Origi has 2 and Liverpool have 4!
And just like that, Liverpool were in final once again. Their opponent would be Spurs, who had as well miracle against Ajax. This was the moment to turn everyone from doubters to believers. And Jürgen knew that. Game began and Liverpool were far better team and would eventually have the penalty to take an advantage. Salah stepped up and he scored. Liverpool were finally looking they will win their number 6, and Divock Origi cemented Liverpool's victory. And Jürgen knew what this meant for the club and City in general. Liverpool have finally done it all thanks to Jürgen's mentality. Now all that remained was Premier League. COVID started and games would play behind the closed doors. Weird for everyone, but that didn't stop Liverpool. They eventually won the Premier League after a wait of 30 years, and now Jürgen really cemented him in Liverpool's history. But everything changed in next season as Liverpool would end their home game streak. For context, Burnley did that, yet Burnley injury crisis were also the problem. Van Dijk suffered season-end injury. Liverpool was sitting in 8th and needed a reset, and in last 10 games of the season they won 8, and many thanks needs Alisson, who scored the header against West Brom. This would mean Liverpool finished in 3rd, respectable finish after what happened. Virgil returned from injury and now everything was ready. With signings of Luis Diaz and Ibrahima Konate, Liverpool are back once again. Liverpool were on a run to win quadruple after they lifted League Cup, where they beat Chelsea on penalties. They beat City in semi-finals in FA Cup and Chelsea was the opponent once again, and yet again Liverpool won on penalties. Jürgen Klopp won every trophy in English football with Liverpool, but they weren't done there as they were battling City once again in the league. Unfortunately, they lost to the title by 1 point again. Now Champions League was remaining, and after beating Villarreal, they were facing Real Madrid in the final once again. Liverpool were far better team on the pitch, but Courtois saved the day for Madrid. Liverpool simply couldn't score a goal and they were punished. Vinicius Jr. in the 68th minute, and once again they were the runners-up of the competition. It felt like Jürgen's time was over after a bunch of defeats in the following season. They couldn't make final of any competition and went on to lose round of 16 of Champions League to Real Madrid 5-2. They finished season in 5th and wouldn't play Champions League. Changes were unescapable. They brought in Soboslai, McAllister, Endo and Gravenberch for midfield. Club legend Firmino left for Saudi Arabia. Changes worked as Liverpool would fight for the title with Arsenal and Man City. McAllister was a spot-on transfer. Salah was fighting for Golden Boot. They passed group stages of Europa League. In January, unexpected announcement came as Jürgen would leave the club at the end of the season.
I will leave the club at the end of the season.
Team after this announcement was shocked, but the title fight was still on. Carabao Cup final was around the corner and they were facing Chelsea. Liverpool would won game 1-0, but Jürgen knew he could do more. He wanted Premier League title. Season was closing. Players run out of energy, which would saw Liverpool not being able to fight for the title, and they were knocked out of Europa League to eventual winners Atalanta. The final game in charge of Liverpool came and everyone knew that they will win for Klopp. Full whistle blow and Liverpool won 2-0. Jürgen's wonderful journey came to an end. Farewell ceremony was full of tears. Van Dijk and Trent were sore crying. Jürgen was not only their coach but also good friend who would be positive in dark times. Everyone loved Jürgen not because he is good manager but generally being nice and funny guy. He sang a song for Arne Slot, his successor. Really amazing guy on and off the pitch. Premier League will miss Jürgen. Thank you, Jürgen Klopp.